What secrets do the stone giants of Easter Island guard in silence? Why do nearly 900 massive statues, some weighing more than a jet, stand scattered across a remote Pacific island, watching, waiting? Who carved them? And more importantly, how did they move them without modern tools? Some say the Moai statues walked, others whisper of ancient knowledge lost to time. But what if they weren't just monuments to ancestors? What if they were messages left behind by a civilization that foresaw its own downfall? When young archaeologist Maya arrives on Easter Island, she thinks she's chasing history. But what she finds may change everything we thought we knew about the past and our future. The mystery of Easter Island's Moai statues. The sun was setting over the remote Easter Island when Maya stood before one of the enormous Moai statues for the first time. A strange feeling washed over her as she gazed at the silent stone face that had been staring toward the horizon for centuries. As a young archaeologist who had joined a new research expedition to the island, she wasn't prepared for the mysteries she would encounter. "Do you feel it?" whispered Marcus, the anthropologist accompanying her, as he stood beside her facing the massive statue. "Feel what?" Maya asked, raising an eyebrow. "The energy. Local inhabitants say these statues carry the spirits of their ancestors," Marcus replied, his voice dropping even lower. "The Rapa Nui people believe the Moai possess mana, supernatural power." Maya had always approached her work with scientific skepticism, but something about this place made her question her rational mindset. The statue's deeply set eyes seemed to follow her movements, and the elongated ears and tight-lipped expression gave it an otherworldly presence. That night, unable to sleep in her tent, Maya pulled out the historical documents she'd brought along. According to history, Com and other sources, these statues, nearly 900 of them scattered across the island, were carved between 1250 and 1500 CE. But how did an isolated civilization with primitive tools manage to create such massive sculptures, some weighing up to 80 tons? And even more perplexing, how did they move them miles across the island without modern machinery? A noise outside her tent startled her. Peeking out, she saw an elderly local man standing at a distance. "You seek answers about the Moai?" he asked in accented English when he noticed her. "My grandfather's grandfather told stories passed down for generations." The man introduced himself as Keanu and offered to show her something the following day. Against Marcus's warnings about going off alone, Maya met Keanu at dawn. He led her to a remote part of the island where partially carved statues still lay in the ancient quarry at Rongorongo. "Watch carefully," Keanu said, pointing to the ground. What Maya had initially dismissed as natural erosion patterns, she now recognized as an intricate system of tracks leading from the quarry down to the coast. "Our ancestors didn't drag the Moai," Keanu explained. "They walked them." "Walked them?" Maya echoed in disbelief. Keanu demonstrated with his hands how the statues were rocked from side to side, essentially walking them to their final destinations using ropes. This theory, she realized with excitement, aligned with recent archaeological findings that had previously seemed implausible. As the week progressed, Maya discovered more. The statues weren't just monuments, they were integral to a complex belief system. The Moai faced inward toward the communities they watched over, except for 7 at Ahu Akivi that gazed out to sea, reportedly representing scouts awaiting the return of their king. On her final night, sitting alone among the silent sentinels at Tongariki, where 15 massive Moai stood in formation, Maya witnessed something extraordinary. As the equinox sun rose, the light hit the statues at precisely the angle needed to make their eyes appear to glow. This astronomical alignment couldn't be coincidental. It was never just about religion, Marcus admitted when she showed him her findings. These statues represent advanced understanding of engineering, astronomy, and social organization. The next day, while examining the tablets with mysterious Rongorongo script, the island's undeciphered writing system, Maya noticed symbols matching patterns on the statues' backs. "The answer was right in front of us," she whispered. The Moai weren't just representations of ancestors, they were knowledge repositories, their positioning and designs encoding information about navigation, astronomy, and the island's history. As her expedition concluded, Maya understood that the true mystery of Easter Island wasn't how the statues were built, but what they were trying to tell us, a message from an advanced civilization that had pushed the boundaries of human achievement only to face ecological collapse from deforestation and resource depletion. The Moai stood as both warning and testament, silent witnesses to humanity's capacity for both greatness and self-destruction, their empty eyes still watching long after their creators had gone.